Yo, 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 good people. It's your homie HerbMan. Busting you back upside the head with another hot banger. Boogie, please go tell somebody to go tell somebody your homie HerbMan is on. And if you're new to the program, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please follow, like, share, and subscribe on all the platforms at Love HerbMan. Please follow, like, share, and subscribe on all the platforms at Love HerbMan. I am your neighborhood holistic practitioner. I am your homie HerbMan. All right. So please go tell somebody. They go tell somebody your homie HerbMan is on. Welcome to the HerbMan Show. All we do on the HerbMan Show is teach people how to heal themselves. And you cannot heal yourself if you do not know thyself. So we teach you here about the human frame and the human design so that you can be well on your way to happiness, wholeness, and wellness. All right. So again, welcome, welcome. Please go tell somebody to go tell somebody your homie HerbMan is on. This is the free anything station today. All you got to simply, and how you do that is by double tapping that screen, you guys, and getting us up to 100,000 likes during the live broadcast. And once we get to 1,000 likes, we'll get into the subject matter at hand. All right. So welcome to the HerbMan Show. Again, you guys will coming on in the morning, 4 a.m. to 6 a.m., which is the HerbMan Morning Show. And then we're also doing 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is also the HerbMan Show. All right. What are we doing? What are we offering? What you selling, bro? What the fuck are you talking about? Let's get that out the way. There is no panacea product for your healing, but there is a panacea program. And for your funky measly $50, that's what we say, even though we do value any investment you make into your own life. But we're saying that is that the bare minimum of an investment that you need to make to be able to get yourself back onto the road of wellness, happiness, and wholeness by getting you back in balance with nature. So what we offer is the owner's manual so that you can be able to get you back into balance. And all we require is your birthday. We don't require that's only 90 days worth of information. We 24 hours. We don't require your urine sample, your stool sample. We don't require no lecture. We don't require anything. It's non-invasive, non-intrusive, none. We're not going to poke you. We're not going to prick you. We're not going to poke you. We're not going to prod you with anything. We're simply asking for a birthday. Because what we have realized is that throughout the eons of nature, there has been people that graced our particular communities that knew how to talk back to nature. You call them the shamans, you call them the witch doctors, you call them the root doctors, you call them the voodoo priests, the hoodoo, you call them whoever, but there were people who knew how to talk to nature to get answers that were far superior than man's intellect. And so what's happening is that you have gotten to a point where there is nothing that can help you. The doctors have given up on you. The family has given up on you. The friends has given up on you. And you are almost at that point of giving up on yourself. And I'm trying to tell you that there's another source of energy that's within you that we can pull from to heal you. Now, the problem is with modern herbalists is that they think that a dried up, dead ass leaf is going to be the one thing that's going to survive you and revive you. And they got you thinking that, and that's a goddamn lie. Okay? We're coming live on YouTube and TikTok, coming live from South Africa, you guys. Please keep tapping, I'll keep talking, all right? Coming live from South Africa, live on TikTok, live on YouTube. You keep tapping, I'll keep talking. All right. So let's keep it moving. Now, with this understanding, what's happening is that you're dealing with people who don't really know how to get into that energy that you need. Now, herbs can help you, but it's the right herbs. So if you got high blood pressure and I just fuck with your high blood pressure and not fuck with your nervous system or anything into this sleep or anything into this, I'm going too fast. Let me slow down. If you are tired of the modern medical facility and the system and the pharmaceutical companies, and you're realizing that you're taking inorganic or organic specimen mechanism, and you're realizing that the shit just ain't working, then when you're coming to traditional medicine, I want you to know that there is a system out there for you. That when you over the pacifier, we got a bottle waiting on you. We got something of substance waiting on you. Ain't just your run-of-the-mill herbalist trying to sell products and trying to sell herbs off of reselling and all that type of stuff. I know the business dynamic of all of this stuff. I'm in business in this shit. So we know about reselling. We know about entrepreneur. We know about you being this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, if you don't have no love for nature, then you ain't the one I really want to go to. Because it's the love of nature. It's the one who can talk to nature. It's the one who understands the language of nature. What is the understanding of the language of nature? It's the understanding of the language of the gods. And what is that? It's in numbers. Numbers. They knew that at a particular day that the sun was, that the Orion star was going to shine its brightest and that the Messiah was going to be born. And so now wherever that light shined the brightest, I'm going to go there and on that day, and then I'm going to surf the area and see who had a baby around this time. And then whoever had it, whoever we find, that's the Messiah. And that's the most famous son of a bitch on the planet is Jesus Christ, all because folks followed the stars on a particular day looking for a baby on that day, because it's on that day that tags you in coming into the matrix who we know who you are. And your birthday got more information than your blood type, than your blood sample, than your stool sample, than your live culture, than your saliva sample, than your hair sample. Your birthday got more if you know how to talk in language of nature. Then you'll see that numbers hold language. It's better. Your social security number come from man. Your credit card number come from man. Your driver's license number come from man. But your birth date, you keep tapping, I'll keep talking. Okay? Your birthday. So we use your birthday. We don't need nothing else. We don't need no doctor diagnosis. I don't need no self-diagnosis. Why you don't want no doctor diagnosis, man? Why you don't want nobody tell you what the doctor said? I mean, we already done been through some of these tests, and we got some of these results. And if you could just read them for us, yes, I do know how to read your blood test. Yes, I do know how to read all of your blood tests. I know how to read everything that's in a doctor. I know how to do. But I am not a doctor. So I don't want it. Because if a doctor knows what's wrong with you and can't solve it, then what that information got any benefit for us to do? Obviously, they're on the wrong path. If I know it's your bone, but I can't solve the issue of your bone, then I must be wrong. But what a doctor try to get you and convince you to do is to get you to feel like they right, but it ain't nothing they can do. No, if you right, it's something you can do. Listen to what I just told y'all. What a doctor trying to get you to do is usurp his superiority over you in a mentality of a systematic engineering, and you think that he got the top knowledge of medical understanding even in your body, and you living in it. And so what he told you is that he can't do nothing for you, and that's that. And that's a goddamn lie. because there are two sides of you, and there's two pools of energy in you, and there's a private room in you that if you allow it to lie dormant, it becomes a casket of the tools that you can access. But if you allow it to be active, it becomes a treasure trove of particular tools that you can use into this dynamic. And one of it is that, and I'm gonna tell you what the two of them is. So you ain't even got to stay with me long. What are the two things he said that's in you? Is body and mind. Body got some energy and some things it can do, like self-healing. But mind got some stuff as well. What's happening is your body done got so depleted, de-energized. From the food and the water you drinking is de-energizing you. From the company you keeping, from the job you got, from the family and the spouse you trying to be around. All of this stuff is just draining you and de-energizing you. And now you even done got sick up under that osmosis of particular life events. So now you sick on top of having a de-energized life. So what's happening is we can't ever call on a depleted kidneys to revive itself. How can a depleted kidney organ revive itself if it does not have the physical energy to do it? How can a heart or a lung, how can a nerve, how can a cell, how can a body system re-energize itself when it is the very thing that is de-energized and depleted? Oh, but I'm here today to tell you, I came here this morning to tell you, I flew by way of South Africa to tell you today. That there's always a ram in the bush, right? And so when you understand this subject matter today of what we're talking about between gestation and manifestation, you'll understand the difference between gestation and manifestation is that gestation is a time in the private room. Gestation is when things are in the dark and they're manifesting behind closed doors. And that's thought life, and that's being able to get the mind and the body in oneness. You say, well, when the body and the mind ain't in a oneness, your brain is always in your body, but your mind is forever leaving. Your mind is forever escaping the dynamic between the physical world. So you got a lot of brothers right now that's in jail, but their mind free. So that means that we understand that the body can be one place and the mind can be another. Come on, somebody. So what they're doing is that they're putting you in depression or anxiety or worry. They're putting you in the past or the future. That way you're never in the moment. And so don't you understand science is that you have to be in the moment. You got to understand gestation and manifestation. So the gestation happens in the mind. Now, in physical body terms, gestation happens down here in the womb. But did you not know that both the mind and the reproductive organs are both a womb? They're both a creating place. They're both a life force. They're both a life giver. They're both a creator. They're both places where things can be incubated, and not a baby ain't just what comes out of here, but a baby is what comes out of the brain. It is an idea, it is a thought, it is an understanding. So we know then that the mind holds a place of creativity and fertility, and it holds a place of life force. So therefore, when the body is weak, all we got to do is get the mind strong. Uplift the mind and the spirit in a debilitated body, and then produce the energy or transition the energy from the mind spirit into the body, and you can start the healing activation. Some of you guys are running on battery charge that is too low to allow the self-healing activation application to be able to run in the background. I'm gonna say it one more time. I know I got some folk that couldn't hear. See, so I understand that what I'm saying is very clear, but needs sometimes a repetition in order for you to understand the significance of its value. So we say it one more time that in your phone, when the battery charge get too low, there is some apps that cannot work because of the lowness of the battery. So your self-healing activation application sometimes can't work when the body energy, the body battery is too low. So how do you recharge? Sometimes you have to transition over into a pool of another energy. They call you electric magnetic. Sometimes you got to divide that up, and sometimes magnetic needs to fuel the electric energy, and sometimes electric needs to fuel the magnetic, and sometimes both of them can run at the same time. But every now and then there gets to be a broke down time in one time of a lifetime in every person's life, and every now and then you got to depend on something else within you. So when you reach the heightness of man's intellect, what else do you have? Intuition. When you reach the heightness of man's facts, fact of the matter is, it ain't nothing we can do. Fact of the matter is, you got stage 5 dialysis, stage 5 cancer. Fact of the matter is, it looks like you got about 6 months. Fact of the matter is, there's nothing that we can do. These are facts. When you reach man's intellect, man's facts, you must know that there's another pool of energy that you can go to that is above man's facts, and that's faith. That's intuition. That's in the spiritual dynamic of being balanced with nature. You have a nature, and you have a propensity of doing things in the face of environmental stimuli. Thank you again, you guys. Thank you for following me on YouTube. Thank you for following me on TikTok. I love you. You have a propensity of doing certain things in the face of environmental stimuli. And what I'm trying to get you to understand is that there are several times when your mind is not necessarily encapsulated at the moment that the body is in. So you ever drove back home but couldn't remember the trip back? So there are moments that we understand that my mind can be forward or backward, even though my body is in the present moment. And what I'm saying is, if you're ever looking for a substitution of modern medicine, if you've ever been looking for a substitution of the modern medical facility and the healthcare system in a whole, then you must understand that traditional medicine can work for you, but it ain't in panacea product. It's in a program that we've already researched to know that nature-based interventions can improve you in. So this ain't nothing new, and this ain't nothing that you got to be afraid of. This real. It works. It's scientific and it's spiritual at the same time. So getting you back in tune with nature, getting you back onto nature's clock, getting you back into the rhythm of nature, getting you back into the wave of nature, getting you back into your rightful positioning and understanding nature, then guess what happens? You are now primed and prepped for opportunity. Opportunity meets preparation. Well, how do you prepare for an opportunity is that you must know. How do you know? Once you know where you are, which you get all of this in your owner's manual. So you get to understand where you are. You get this diagram, you get the tracking, you get the foods, you get the remedies, you get all the herbal remedies, you get the lifestyle, man. You get all this stuff that we're talking about in your owner's manual for that little funky measly $50. Hey, you know what I'm doing? Well, then be quiet. Tell everybody, hey. Say, hey, everybody. Say, hey, everybody. All right. Now, so at the end of the day, you must understand that we understand that the balancing act is very, very fruitful in order for people to be able to do this themselves. When Rico and May them ain't got no doctors money, they ain't got no insurance, no Medicare, no Medicaid, you got to be able to know how to go outside and do some stuff. It's some stuff that you can do for free. No matter if you rich or if you poor, it's for free. No matter if you smart, if you dumb, it's for free. No matter if you white or if you black, some of this stuff for free. No matter if you in Chinese or if you over there in Australia, it's for free. No matter, some of this stuff ain't sacred as you think if you know how to get back out here and get it into balance. And we can show you that with your birthday. No matter what language you speak, no matter where you are in the world, you can get this information. All you got to do is DM us if you are interested. Now let's keep on going. Back up. So now we understand that the balancing act is everything, and then knowing where you at is going to be the optimal tool that you will use. You will use this as a tool to be prepared for the opportunities that coming into your life by understanding the lessons that you're in. So by using your birthday, we start to track you into this system, but more importantly, we start to get you to understand two things. More importantly, we try to get you to understand, and yes, I'm going to do somebody's birthday, so y'all are right on time today. So more important, though, we try to get you to understand the difference between gestation and manifestation. Okay? Gestation and manifestation is that there is a precipice of the idea. Okay? A precipice, an origin of the idea, and an incubation time of that idea. There is when the idea is in darkness, when the idea is just in the mind, when the idea is just in thought, when the idea is just in imagination, when the idea is just in sleep and in my dreams, is when the idea is just incubating on the inside of me. And then we understand that there's a part of that idea the where it has to be able to be manifested. Okay? Right? Gestation and manifestation. Now you want healing in your body. You want healing in your finances. You want healing in your relationship. And what I'm saying is right now, it's just in gestation. It's just a thought. It's just a dream. It's just an idea. It's just an imagination. It's just a creative thought, a prayer. It's just an unction. It's just a feeling. I just got that tingling in me. I just can't stop thinking about this thing because it's in gestation. Everything must go through gestation. But gestation starts in the mind. And what I'm trying to get you to understand is that when we uplift your mind and your spirit with this owner's manual talk, when we uplift your mind and your spirit, when we deal with these spiritual tendencies that you get in your owner's manual, when we uplift your mind and spirit, when we give you these herbs that's going to start changing your physical issues in this owner's manual, when we uplift your mind and spirit, when we tell you about the right sunlight or the right moonlight or the right water or the right foods to eat in your owner's manual, when we give you this understanding of how to dip into this other side. See, this is transition, you guys. This is the Exodus. This is the wilderness to the land of Canaan. This is going to the promised land. This is the yellow brick road. This is the Passover or the crossover. This is going through the Exodus of the Red Sea or the yellow brick road or what we call that exit. Not the Exodus. Not the Exodus, not parting of the Red Sea. This is when Jesus Christ turned into Christ Jesus. Numbers mean transition. 0 to 9 is the digits, and all that means is transition from nothing to something. When you ain't got nothing in your body, You don't want them to take everything from your spirit or your mind. What's happening is when you get a diagnosis, or when you get a traumatic event, or when you get a dramatic event, or when you get all these things that happens in life, we know what happens in life. Not only do they take a hit in your physical, but they drain you mentally too. And that's why can't nobody help. When you get a life-altering diagnosis or traumatic event that happened in your life, or a dramatic event, it not only hits you physically, it drains you spiritually, it de-energizes you spiritually. That's why can't nobody get you on the right track to save your grandma. That diagnosis just took the rest of the energy out of her, along with chemotherapy, the radiation, the immunotherapy, and the medication that she's been taking for years. So a herbalist can't save her. Dr. Sabi said he can heal all manner of diseases. I can too. But I can heal all manner of diseases within me, not within you. But guess what, you guys? You can heal all manner of diseases within you. But you may not be that good with nobody else. And that's got to be okay, because it got to be for you first. Don't try to learn this methodology to go try to teach nobody when you ain't done it on yourself. This information has took me from rags to riches. It took me from this to that. It took me from America to South Africa. It took me from nothing to something. So I know how effective it is for me, but that's for me. What I have to do, and what I'm attempting to do, and what nature is attempting to get us to understand, that in the patterns of nature, when you learn nature and you learn your nature, is that nature goes by permanent patterns of temporary events. So you always gonna get spring, it just ain't always gonna be spring weather. You always gonna get summer, it just ain't always gonna be summer weather. You always gonna get winter, but it just ain't always gonna be winter weather. So we know then that the pattern of nature is a permanent system of random events, of seasonal events. They're gonna always come, but they ain't gonna always stay. Listen to that. They're gonna always come, but they're not gonna always stay. That's the pattern of nature. So now if I get a bad man, now if I meet a bad woman, now if I meet a egregious relationship or egregious diagnosis, I know that things will always come, but they won't always stay. Somebody please keep tapping the screen and I'll keep talking. Okay? And what we're trying to reinforce into you is that cyclical understanding of nature is what you go through. Your sickness may always come, but it'll never always stay. There's things that always come and pop up in your life, but they'll not always stay. Women are always come. But every one of them ain't gonna stay. You see? So you must understand this cyclical nature of life is that I get this opportunity to match up opportunity with preparation. How do I be prepared for opportunity is to know when. How to know when is to know where you at. How to know where you at is to understand what am I producing. Am I in gestation or manifestation period? Am I in the dark or am I in the light? Am I still in incubation and growth and development, or am I out here ready to do my thing? Am I still in low tide or high tide? Am I still in the physical or am I time for the spiritual? Am I in my sick time or am I in my healing time? Am I in my go time or am I relaxed time? Where am I? And then we can do that for you with your birthday for that little funky measly $50. That's what we're teaching because we know it to be real. What say you? Any questions you got? Gestational, okay? Gestational is when the plant, so every plant, when you plant the seed, let's say this is dirt, you plant the seed in the ground, between 1 to 3 days is down here in incubation. For most things, some things stay a little longer depending on what it is, okay? After that, it starts to sprout. The sprout goes down before it goes up, okay? The sprout of a seed goes down before the sprout up out the ground. It sprouted down. Okay, so it sprout down to get into the ground and get into its roots. And then the deeper the sprouts, the deeper the roots start to spring forth this particular plant. Okay, then it start to grow the leaves. When it grows 2 leaves in herbalism, we call it, or in gardening, we call that the true leaf stage. The 2 leaves is called true leaf, True leaf. When your plant get 2 leaves, it's called true leaf stage. In that true leaf stage, you can harvest it there and you'll have microgreens. Microgreens at this stage taste just like an orange, just like a banana, just like a pepper, just like an onion, just like a cabbage, just like a radish, just like a carrot, just like anything else. It'll have that taste, but it'll only be green. And these microgreens at this stage holds 40% more nutrients at this stage than when you get your actual radish, carrot, or whatever is going to grow, the fruit from it. But I ain't teaching you how to grow microgreens, even though I just did. I'm teaching you about it goes down first in order to go up. And this is how gestation and manifestation is. The gestation is happening up on the hill. There's a lot of things that happened under the dirt before you saw the manifestation. There's a lot of things that got to happen on the inside before you can see the outside. And what I'm saying is that a lot of you guys are depleted physically, and a juice or a smoothie or herbal tea ain't going to just do it. And I don't want you to lose hope in traditional medicine, because there is many called, but there are only a few are chosen. And hopefully you hear the difference in my voice today. When man's intellect has reached its top capacity and it can't figure out your issue, there's another pool source in you that's called intuition. That we believe that if we can heighten the spiritual energy and the mental energy in the person and get the mind back into a oneness with the body and create this cohesiveness of no breakage in the flow of energy between the mind and the body. Which means that you're going to have to be able to know how to focus and concentrate. Even if you stage 5 cancer, which is a very, and I'm going to say this really quick, y'all want y'all to understand this. Stage 5 cancer is very difficult to concentrate and focus because stage 5 cancer, disease-wise, plays a role on the brain. Not just in your thinking. I'm talking about literally your brain. When you at stage 4 and 5 cancer, it starts to fuck with here, the actual membrane of the brain, not just your mind and thinking, but your actual organ, the brain. So it's very hard to get stage 5 folk to focus and concentrate. But if you want to heal yourself and they done gave up on you, you ain't got no other option, then get what? We got to be able to get this motherfucker to focus and concentrate. And to be in the moment and to stop worrying and to stop being depressed and to stop crying and to stop doing this and stop doing that and focus on what we're trying to do. What we're trying to do. We're trying to synergize your body with your mind, put them in the same place at the same time. And then we're going to send energy from your nervous system, your communication system, your electrical signaling system through the waves of these waters. We're going to create a conductivity. This conductivity has to be a saline solution. You will find everybody on here that has gotten their own. Put some ones in the chat if you purchase your owner's manual. Put some ones in the chat if you have ever purchased your owner's manual on the chat right now today. Hold on. Put some ones in the chat if you ever purchased your owner's manual on this live. Put some ones in the chat if you got your owner's manual. So that means that you are a living witness that what I'm about to say right now is true. You're a living witness. All of y'all are different from each other. None of y'all know each other. Every owner's manual I ever sent out, listen to what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to get your nervous system to push. It's a communication system to communicate electro signaling through a conductivity called the saline solution of your waters. The waters, the tides. This is the frequency. This is a high tide and low tide within you. This is a frequency. A wave is measured by numbers. Your birthday. And ain't none of you guys ever got an owner's manual without salt water herbs in your solution. There's not now one of you guys out there can't say that you ain't got no Irish moss and bladderwrack in none of y'all owner's manual. Ain't not a now person owner's manual ever came without Irish moss and bladderwrack. Now, all the other herbs can be different, but Irish moss and bladderwrack is in every owner's manual that you'll ever get. You know why? Because we are creating chemistry within your body. So while we doing all this thinking and uplifting the spiritual mind, stop playing. This holistic healing. We get into that internal body too, because we know how to do it. It's internal and external. It's changing the life within and outside of you. It's changing the mind about what's going on inside of your body and change your mind about what's going on outside in your life. You're not about to die. You're about to live. Change that nervousness into excitement. And all you got to do is change your perspective. It feels the same. See, it feels the same. That nervousness, it feels the same as excitement, but all you got to do is change your perspective about it. Being nervous to die, being excited to live. It's the same feeling, but a different perspective. I need it. You need it to heal yourself. When your body battery gets low, your self-healing activation application doesn't work. And there's no way to really battery charge your physical when it's low. So we have to use the spirit. The spirit energy can give you a backup energy charge that your body can't give you. And it creates, because it's the mind and it's the spirit, then it's going to create a nervous system connectivity to some of the things that you couldn't normally do through the body. So if you have a debilitated kidney, a ran down pancreas, a debilitated immune system, liver, gallbladder that can't work, I'm telling you, there's another pool of energy in you that can make it work. And for your funky, measly $50, we show you how to get in tune with nature to activate this part of you so that you can be well on your way. And this is not treatment. You won't need me no more after this. You can go to the grocery store because you got your list. You can go to the doctor because you got your list. You can go to the therapist or the psychologist because you got your list. We put your health back into your own hands with everything that is needed to bring you back into balance for that funky measly $50. I'm not trying to open up a restaurant because it keeps me obligated to the restaurant. I don't want to fry fish every day for you. So I don't need to keeping you in your ignorance. We're going to educate you. And I survive. I've been an educator. more than being a treater. I'm okay. We'll live off of that. And what you'll understand is by your birthday. Y'all hold that down over there. What you'll understand is by your birthday. Real quick, give me a birthday. Now watch what I tell you. Gestation and manifestation, okay? Gestation and manifestation. There are a lot of things that are going into you guys understanding this information. There are a lot of things that are going into this, and y'all don't know what you're getting for that little funky measly $50. That's why I tell you it normally takes me 24 hours, but reality is that there's so much numerology going on and so much accuracy of master numerology that you got to be able to partake in. It take a while sometimes on each individual. And I like to be able to give everybody their time. I'm not going to speed through nothing. So if you so impatient and you can't wait on your owner's manual, you can't wait on this little email, brother or sister, I will refund you today. Soon as you sent it, I'll send it back. I don't need your motherfucking money, and I definitely don't need that bad energy or that impatience. Wait, don't nobody else know this shit on the planet. I ain't got no white friends. I ain't got no black friends. I ain't got no girlfriends. I ain't got no family members. Don't nobody know this shit but me. And I'm trying to get you to know it for yourself. So be patient. Or otherwise, continue to be a patient to your doctor. I'm fine with that. Be patient, y'all, man. I'm the only one doing this shit. On the planet, there's nobody else I can ask for help from. And I'm trying to facilitate the world until everybody start catching on, right? A birthday real quick. Y'all leave me alone. Now, y'all know I get pissed off with y'all. I don't like cussing y'all out, but I will. 11/30/1990. Let's do 4966. You know, I like old. Let's do 4966. Okay, so every owner's manual comes with a manufacturing date and a model number. You can go in your refrigerator, you can go to your HVAC, you can go to your hot water tank in your downstairs basement, or you can go to your furnace upstairs in your attic. It's going to have a little plate there. It's going to say manufacturing number and model number. That comes in your owner's manual with every piece of equipment you buy. So your manufacturing date is going to be your birthday. And for Goddess G, the manufacturing date is 4966. Okay, 4966. Now, what's the model number? The model number is how you break down a life path number, right? So 49 is going to be 13. That's going to be 1 and 3 is going to be 4, right? Then 1966 is going to end up being 16 plus 6, which is 22. So that's 4, right? So you got 4 over here, and then you got also 4 over here, which is going to make this individual Goddess G an 8. Okay, now the biggest thing about Goddess G being an 8 is that we know now the main spiritual tendency is going to be what? Self-control issues. Okay, self-control issues is going to be your biggest thing, Goddess G. All right, and then if you don't get a handle on it, that's going to start to deal with some digestive issues and also some blood sugar issues. Now, the fact that you're born in 4966 from 321 to 421, we know that to be an Aries. You're born in the middle decan of Aries, so you can also be dealing with some migraine headaches out of the woosah, okay? And then your Libra thing is bowels, okay? Your Libra thing is bowels, so migraines and bowels. So now we got, if the spiritual thing is going to be self-control, we got digestive and blood sugar, and then just by you sheer being Aries in that particular middle decan, we got migraines and we got bowels. Just off a birthday. Okay. Now, Goddess G, you let us know where you at. Okay. You let us know where you at. Now, we understand that 321, so that's an Aries, so that's over here. Okay. So you're currently right here. Now, the focus that we're trying to do is get you back to your starting point. So a GPS system has 2 coordinates, your destination and your current location. Every GPS on your airplane, the train, in your home, everywhere, every GPS system, you have 2 coordinates, your destination and your current location. We already got your destination. Your starting point is your finishing point. Now, where are you at in this paradigm, okay? Now, this is how we get particular, and this is where we about to go in, okay? This is where it get particular, and this is where we about to go in. Open up the curtains a little bit more back there, please, sir. Okay? Now, 4966 means that if it's 321 to 421, you missed a few days of Aries. You didn't get all of Aries. Okay? You did not get all of Aries. So from 321 to 41 is going to be 10 days. And then from 41 to 49 is going to be 8 days, right? Or 9 days. You can just say 9 days. So we'll just say 19 days. 19 days you missed. 19 days you missed of Aries. Now you go over here to your counting system. Okay, because every day, every month ain't the same when we're looking at lifetime. You missed 19 days. So if you missed 19 days of Aries, then you missed 10 days, which was 3 years, right? And then 3, 6, 9. So you missed 13. So you missed 13, 16, and 19 days will give you 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. You mix 6 years of Aries. So all you got of Aries is 4 years. Okay? All you got of Aries is 4 years. Each one of these triangles are worth 10 years. Okay? 10 years. 30 days is 10 years. Each one of these triangles is a month. Okay? So therefore, if you're 66, that's going to let me know that you are currently going on what? Is that 59? Is that 59 years old? Yeah, that's 59, right? So 4 years, 14 years, 24 years, 34 years, 44 years, 54 years, and then we got to give you 5 years into Libra in order to be 59 years old. So you're 5 years into Libra. 5 years into Libra. Y'all don't see what I'm doing. 5 years into Libra, and Libra starts on what? 9/21 to 10/21, right? 9/21 to 10/21 is the month of Libra. And you're 5 years into Libra. What date is she into Libra? So now we can quantify actually where you at in the right time frame. You don't even understand. Okay, 5 years into Libra, that's gonna make you 3, 4, 5. So that means that you're 16 days into Libra. So 16 plus 21 is gonna make it be what? 16 plus 21 is 37. You only got, is that September the 31st? Is that September the 31st? If so, that's fine. We'll still do that as 10 days. Okay. So 10 days in, what we said, 13, 5 years in is 3, 4, 5. So that's 16 days in. So 9/21 plus 16 is going to give you 37. If it's 31 days in, all right, then you're looking at 10, 6. Okay. If it's 31 days in, then you're looking at October the 6th. So you're here in October the 6th, 2025. But the Earth is in 5/31, 2025. Now I know y'all called today September the 31st, 2025, and that's fine. But the reality of it is that it's 5. And if that's 5, then that changes. Right? So in the southern hemisphere, Libra is going to be the first day of the month. And you're in the southern hemisphere. So the first day of the month in Libra is the first day of the month. So it's going to be 1, 6, 2025. Really, you should be in 1, 6, 2026, to be honest with you. You're in the new year. Because you're before time. Okay? So you're in 1, 6, 2026. while we still back here in 5/31/2025. You're before time. And I can also tell you that because you're in 1/6/2026, it's going to let me know that you're in the middle decan of Libra. So currently, you could be dealing with those bowel issues, okay? Currently, you could be dealing with those bowel issues, all right? Goddess G. Currently, you can be dealing with those bowel issues, all right? Currently, you can be dealing with those bowel issues, or you're right in the middle of some kind of relationship or partnership situation, okay? You're right in the middle of some kind of partnership or relationship situation, or you're currently right in the middle of some kind of digestive issue. Now, the reason why I bring this accuracy up is because you didn't get all of the gestation of Aries. Okay. Now, if somebody born in Aries, that means that you were conceived in 9 months before that. Okay. So let's go 9 months before Aries. So we're gonna go Aries, Pisces, Aquarius, that's 3. We're gonna go Capricorn, Sagittarius, Scorpio, that's 6. We're gonna go Libra, Virgo, and Leo, that's 9. So your people them had sex in Leo to have you in Aries if it's 9 months. Okay, if it's 9 months. So that means that you got conceived from an idea in Leo, and then you got conceived by the womb down here in Aries. Well, what did you miss? You missed 5 years of Aries, you missed Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer, but you got whatever you needed in Leo, depending on when the conception was. So in actuality, there can be about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different minerals that this baby is going to be deficient of and didn't even know it. Because in Aries, you would have gotten potassium phosphate. So if you're dealing with central nervous system issues, brain and nerves, that's calcium phosphate that you didn't get all of in Aries. I don't know what you're dealing with, Goddess G. I just want you to listen to me. Okay? You didn't get nothing of Taurus. You didn't get nothing of Taurus. Okay? So you got half-ass of what you needed in Aries, which is that potassium phosphate for the brain and nerve and central nervous system. Okay? You didn't get none of Taurus. Taurus would have given you sodium sulfate, which is a water regulator for your particular body. Also, Taurus is over the endocrine system in my particular understanding of what I do. Okay? You didn't get anything of Gemini. Gemini would have given you what? Gemini would have given you potassium chloride, which would have helped you with your mucus and lymphatic system. All you need to do is take it with the iron phosphate to be able to do that. So if you got mucus and lymphatic issues, it's because you ain't got enough of Gemini. You ain't got enough of potassium chloride. Okay? And then you ain't getting none of Cancer. Cancer would have given you calcium fluoride, which is good for elasticity and muscular system issues. So if you got problems with skin elasticity and muscular system issues, it's because you ain't get enough of calcium fluoride because you didn't get none of that of Cancer. Okay? And then you got just a little bit of what Leo offers, and Leo gives you what? Magnesium phosphate. So now if you got muscle, nerve spasms, contractions, all of these different heart issues and all that type of stuff, it's because you ain't got no magnesium phosphate. You would have got that with Leo. So now we understand that when we're coming in at a particular time, then we're only getting a little bit of what we get in gestation. Gestation is the whole paradigm. You're supposed to go the whole gestation, which is 9, which is 12. I'm sorry, which is 12. You're supposed to go the whole gestation, which is 12. When you don't go the 12 months and you go 9 months, then you only got fuel to go. What is 9 months out of 12 percentage-wise? Anybody know? Real quick, real easy math. What is 9 months out of 12 months percentage-wise? Is it 50%? Is it 30%? Is it 90%? What is 9 months out of 12 months percentage-wise? Anybody know? There you go. IMCC 75. Y'all go follow 75, 75. So 9 months is 75% of 12. Didn't the Bible tell you that you promised 75 years, but you don't know really what that is? That's because you only get coming out in 9 months of this 75% of this paradigm. You only promised 75% of this trip around the sun. 75% of this ain't eternal life. What my other 25% so I can get eternity, everlasting? What you're reading, what you're looking at in Superman and He-Man and Batman and Spider-Man and all your superheroes, where that at in you? So you got 75% gas and wonder why you can't go number 75% of the way around. You born in 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. Everybody knows that a premature baby is, guess what? Has a short life expectancy. Why? Because it came in on half a tank of gas. You ain't came in with enough gas to make it around this spectrum. So if you don't understand how to balance this thing out, each and every one of you will fail this test over and over again and keep getting rebirth, keep getting reincarnated, keep coming back to this paradigm because you have yet to realize that your body alone can't make it through. Your body alone can't achieve everlasting life. Your body alone can't do it. It requires the other part of you. And sometimes you will run into a problem that your brain can't fix, but your spirit can. Okay? So those herbs that we give you in your owner's manual, my fellow people, and everybody interested in the owner's manual, those herbs that we give you have those minerals in them. Those herbs that we're giving you, your herbal combination and what you get in your owner's manual, stop taking that shit for granted. Those herbs that you're giving in that owner's manual have these minerals in them. There are the 12 cell salts. The 12 cell salts go with the 12 zodiacs, go with the 12 cranial nerves, go with the 12 disciples, go with the everything. All of it goes together. So this system that we have is not excluding any of the medical history that we have been able to entreat along the path of humanity. It is actually encapsulating it all, and it's coming from eagle eye perspective and being able to enrich you in your health needs. Okay, so just don't think that we just giving you any herbs. Those herbs are having in it these minerals that are lost and the minerals that you need to get over the situation that you got going on. Okay, so just understand that, Goddess G. Now what you got to say? Thank God I will do it. It's all, let's get it. Got it. I done got Goddess G over there. She crunk. Okay, but Goddess G, the biggest thing is, baby girl, you are in your spiritual time of life. Okay, you're in Libra. So even though it's about partnerships and it's about opening yourself up to being able to work with others, I want you to understand that this ain't a physical stage in your life. You are at a stage that you got about a good 60 more years to go. In this stage of life, you're at your most high stage, your high tide. You're at your most highest stage. You're at the high tide. During the high tide, there was going to be a flood of spiritual and emotional things is going to come at you. But your spiritual and emotional state of being is going to be heightened. You are already there. You're at your most heightened spiritual and emotional stage in life. And what I'm saying is, at that point you don't have to do a whole lot of doing. You just do a whole lot of thinking, focusing, concentrating, praying, and meditating, and that should have come to you. You magnetic right now, baby. You don't need to do nothing. You can start to call and you can start to unction it. You can start to think on it and focus on it. You can start to manifest it in your life. You're in mind's power now, not body's power. Okay? Everybody understand that? Okay? So that particular numerology part right there is very important to be able to get her exactly where she needs to be in life. Okay? To be able to get her exactly where she needs to be in life. Okay? That's why that's so important, because you want to be able to really track her. You track her all the way down to her being in Libra of life, in the middle deacon, right in the middle of dealing with all those different partnerships and relational things. But also, too, I'm going to tell you, there's going to be a reverberating lesson behind all the stuff you're going through. And I'm going to tell you that there's going to be a choice between chaos and peace. Goddess G, choose peace. How do I get my account, my package? DM me. DM me if you need your owner's manual, okay? DM me. We'll get you all the information that you need to get your owner's manual. But I'll do you really quick, Whitey 64, 2164. I'll do you because I thought you was an Aries, but you're not quite there. 2164, okay? So 2164. I like doing old school. I like old school Chevys, you know what I mean? But 2164. Okay, 2164. All right, 2164. The model number is going to be 2 + 1 = 3. All right, and then 1964 is going to end up being 16 + 4, which is 20. So that's 2 + 3 is going to be 5. Okay, so you're a model number 5 human being. Okay, your biggest spiritual tendency is going to be doubt and trust issues, Whitey. Okay, Whitey 64. Doubt and trust. Doubt and trust can get you to gain weight. It can get your thyroid out. It can get your metabolism out of whack. And when your metabolism out of whack, you can start gaining weight. You can start having high fat, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and high blood sugar, all due to this metabolic reaction, okay? So your doubt and trust is your biggest spiritual tendency that you got to watch out for. Now, because you were born in the middle deacon, so 121 to 221 is going to be an Aquarius, okay? 121 to 221 is going to be an Aquarius. So you're right here, all right? You're right there, down now. So you still in your, well, you started in your spiritual phase, but now we automatically know you're going to be somewhere over here in the physical, but you started down here. Your starting point is your finishing point. I'm trying to get you back to Aquarius around this life path. If I can do that, you'll be 120 years old. If I can get you to be going into 120, walking upright, comfortable, and in your right physical fitness and mental fitness, then we can get you to 240 years. We can get you to 360. And now we have the keys to everlasting life. It's body preservation. How do you preserve the body? By understanding that you must share this dynamic with your mind, meaning that there's going to be some things that you can't solve with the physical or intellect. You got to solve with the spiritual or intuition. Okay, now 2164 is going to be in the middle deacon of Aquarius, right? So you got 121, right? And then you got to 221. So 121, 10 days in, you're going to be right here, right? So you're 10 days in, which means that you missed 3 years of Aquarius, which means you only did 7. Okay, you only did 7 years of Aquarius. You missed 3. So 7, now 64 means that you're 61 years old right now, right? You're 61. So you 7, so 17. One of these is a 10 lesson. So 7, 17, 27, 37, 47, 57, and then you're going to be 4 years in to Leo. 57, and then you're 4 years into Leo is going to make you 61. Okay? So you are 4 years into Leo. So this is your current location, 4 years into Leo. 4 years into Leo meaning that you are 13 days in. Okay? Leo is normally going to be from 721 to 821. Right? So if you're 13 days in, then you're at 34. All right. July got 31 days. So then we'll say that you're at 8-3. Okay. 8-3, 2025. Where today we're at 7-31, 2025. Okay. Now, if you use the real time that we use, then Leo is going to be March, April, May, June. So you got Aries. It's going to be the 5th month. Okay? So in actuality, you'll be at 5/3/2025. Okay? 5/3/2025. Now, the thing about it is, right now, you are a few days ahead of time. Because right now, you're at 7/31. Okay? So it would be 5/31. And you're at 5/3. So you're a little bit behind time. I'm sorry. You're a little bit behind time. Okay? You're a little bit behind time. Or is that 9/3? Yeah, you're a little bit before time. You're a little bit ahead of time. Ahead of time and before time, it don't fucking matter. You being ahead of time or you being before time, it really don't fucking matter, because all that's really telling us that you're out of time, which means that you're out of season, which means that you're out of tune with nature. It don't matter if you're behind time or before time, you're out of tune with nature. That's all we're illustrating, okay? So don't get all, Shawty said that was before time. Yeah, you'll see that you're ahead of time. There's a lot of things that have came easy for you. You are ahead of your time, literally. But it don't matter if you fast or slow. If you ain't in tune with nature, you out of tune with nature, okay? So it don't really matter, okay? That's what I'm trying to get. But we already know that you have had many people tell you before your time. Many people. Okay? And so that's just how it's going to be. But you'll understand that that's why this time thing is such an important matter to you. And that's why you want to give your birthday over, so that you can get all this information in the palm of your own hand. And don't nobody else got access to this information but you. And for your funky measly $50, that's what we're presenting for you, to be able to get you to understand what side of the fence you're on. So you're in your physical time of life, you're in your intellectual time of life, okay? But at the same time, you're at this time where the PT test you must pass, right? So that PT, that intellect, you're going to need to use that to get you through this low tide, this new moon, this waning moon of the time. All the little stuff I just talked to you about right there is times you can synergize and synchronize with nature to be in alignment and get everything that you're looking for. All this information, you guys, you get in your owner's manual for that measly little funky measly $50, okay? All right, now with that being said, man, we're going to go ahead and end this video because the time is running out and my Wi-Fi has just ran out and my TikTok has just went out as well. So we're going to go ahead and close this up. YouTube, if you got any questions, any concerns, please feel free to hit me up, email me, let me know exactly what you need, and we'll be at your beck and call, man. We're running to you to help you out, all right? I love you guys. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Please go tell somebody about your homie HerbMan, and until next time, love HerbMan. Peace. Thank you so much, YouTube. Peace, peace, peace. So the phone went.